Hey y'all, Charles Madison with Nexxlegacy here for a news report. I want to get y'all opinion about making a comparison of a certain situation. So, at the same time, please subscribe to my channel, and I appreciate it in advance. So I got a question. Is the Epstein scandal this generation's Watergate, but worse? The Jeffrey Epstein case continues to cast a long shadow over global politics, finance, and public trust, raising a question that refuses to go away. Is this scandal the modern era version of Watergate, or something even worse? To understand the comparison, though, it's important to first recognize what made Watergate historic. In the early 1970s, the break-in at the Democratic National Committee headquarters was a subsequent cover-up that led to congressional investigations, criminal prosecutions, and ultimately the resignation of President Richard Nixon. Watergate just wasn't about crime, though. It was about abuse of power, institutional protection, and a government forced to confront its own misconduct in full public view. The Epstein scandal shares some of those same traits, but diverges in ways that many argue make it more disturbing. Jeffrey Epstein was a freelancer, a financer with deep connections to political leaders, billionaires, royalty, celebrities. Was arrested in 2019 on federal charges related to sex trafficking of minors. His death in custody shortly afterward triggered widespread suspicion, outrage, and renewed focus on how someone with such history was able to operate for years with limited consequences. Unlike Watergate, which revolved around political espionage and executive abuse, the Epstein case touches multiple things simultaneously: political elites, financial networks, international figures, law enforcement and other decisions, media coverage, and silence over time. The scandal raised difficult questions about whether wealth and influence created layers of protection and whether those protections still exist. Watergate produced visible accountability. Investigations were public, testimony aired on television, documents were subpoenaed, officials resigned or were prosecuted. The system, while strained, responded. With Epstein, accountability feels incomplete to many observers. While associates like Maxwell have been prosecuted, large portions of Epstein's network remain unaccounted for and unchecked. Court records, sealed files, and unresolved allegations have fueled public frustration and conspiracy theories alike. The perception, not necessarily proven but widely felt, is that the powerful individuals may have avoided scrutiny. That perception alone has had a profound impact on public trust. And that's where the comparison to Watergate intensifies. Watergate eroded trust in government. Epstein has eroded trust in institutions more broadly. And just like the justice system, financial oversight, media gatekeeping, political accountability. This is not confined to one administration or one era. It spans decades of ideologies. For many, that makes this scandal feel larger, more systematic than Watergate. Now, this is the role of the information age. Another key difference is timing. Watergate unfolded in a media environment dominated by a few major networks and newspapers. Epstein's case exists in the digital era, where information spreads instantly, narratives complete constantly. That has created two parallel realities. One, investigative reporting uncovering documented facts. And two, online speculation filing in gaps left by secrecy and uncertainty. The result is a story that feels unfinished, constantly evolving, and often polarizing. Now, why do some people call this worse? Those who argue the Epstein scandal is worse than Watergate point to several factors. Human costs. Watergate was political corruption. Epstein involves allegations and exploitation and abuse of minors, giving the scandal a deeply personal and moral dimension. Duration. Watergate unfolded over a few years. Epstein's activities allegedly spanned decades. 3. Global reach. Watergate was primarily American. Epstein's network crossed international borders. And 4. Institutional complexity. Rather than a single cover-up, Epstein raises questions about multiple systems possibly failing over time. So why does the comparison have limits? Still, there are key differences that complicate the analogy. Watergate had a clearly defined chain of responsibility tied to the presidency. The Epstein case doesn't necessarily, but it does involve numerous individuals and institutions with no single central authority at its core. There is no ringleader, no bad guy that is the main bad guy. There's a bunch of bad guys and girls involved in this. Additionally, Watergate triggers sweeping reforms, campaign finance laws, investigative standards, and oversight mechanisms. The long-term institutional response to Epstein remains unclear. Is this a moment of reform or scandal that will gradually fade without systematic change? The answer is yet to be written. Beyond legal and political consequences, the Epstein case reflects on a cultural reckoning about power, wealth, and exploitation. It has amplified debates about how influence shapes justice, the protection of vulnerable people, transparency versus secrecy, the responsibilities of media and institutions. In that sense, its impact may be less about a single fall, like Watergate, and more about an ongoing erosion of confidence. This is a defining test for this generation. Every era has a scandal that forces society to confront uncomfortable truths. Watergate tested the resilience of democratic institutions in the 70s. The Epstein scandal tests something broader today, whether systems built to protect the public can function when power, money, and influence intersect at the highest levels. Is it this generation's Watergate? Possibly. Is it worse? For many, the human toll and the unanswered questions make it feel that way. But the ultimate measure won't be in headlines or comparisons. It will be in what happens next. Will transparency increase? Will accountability expand? Will reforms follow? Or will the story remain a symbol of unanswered questions in an era defined by them? For now, the Epstein scandal stands as one of the most unsettling and consequential controversies of the modern age, still unfolding, still debated, and still shaping how public views power, justice, and truth.